Hello everyone. We are learning about the applications of integrals. Here we also find that integrals can also be applied in commerce to find the consumer surplus and the producer surplus. In this video we will learn the same topic. But before going to the surplus, that is consumer surplus and the producer surplus, let's learn about the law of demand and the law of supply. What is the law of demand? If all other factors are constant, then we find price and quantity are related in such a way that the price goes higher, then the demand of the quantity by the people reduces, and vice versa. It means when the price reduces, the demand increases. It means we can say that price and quantity are inversely proportional to each other. And that is why if we see the demand curve here, the curve is in the decreasing order. It's coming down. Whereas when we go to the law of supply, if all other factors are constant and the price increases, then the producers supply more quantities in the market to get more profit. And if the price reduces, then they supply less items in the market. This is just to get the more profit on the products. And that's why we can say that the price and the supply are directly proportional to each other. We can see in the supply curve, the price and quantity are related such that the curve goes up. It is in the increasing order. So after understanding about the law of demand and law of supply, we are to learn about the equilibrium point. Let's learn about that now. So what is equilibrium point? At this point actually we find that the demand and the supply are almost equal. So here in the curves, if we see the demand curve and the supply curve, they intersect at a point. This point of intersection is only known as the equilibrium point. So what we find at this particular point is that the demand function and the supply function are equal. The supply made by the producers is same as the demand in the market by the people. After learning about the equilibrium point, let's learn about the consumer surplus and the producer surplus. How to find it? Before that, we must learn that the area bounded between a curve and the x-axis from a to b is given by integral from a to b fx into dx. That we have already learned in the applications of integrals. Based on that, now we will find out what is consumer surplus. Actually, consumer surplus is the gain to the consumer when he is paying the less price than what he feels he is ready to pay. And here in the graph, we can see that this particular one is the consumer surplus. And this can be obtained by this formula, that is integral from 0 to x0 of dx into dx minus x0 into p0. What is that? We are finding the area under this curve dx from 0 to x0, that will give the complete area or not. From this area we subtract the area of the rectangle, and the area of rectangle we know is length into breadth, that is p0 into x0 or x0 into p0. So we write the formula this for finding the consumer surplus. What is the producer surplus? Producer surplus is the gain to the producer when he sells the item at the higher price than what he was planning to pay or what he was ready to pay. And here in this curve we can see this area is the one which is representing the producer surplus. And here also we can see that if we find the area below this curve above the x-axis will be given by sx into dx from 0 to x0. But we find the area is to be found this. This is if we take the area of this rectangle and subtract this area, then we get this area. So we are finding the formula for produce surplus is x0 into p0 minus 0 to x0 integral of sx into dx. That is the area of this rectangle minus this area of the curve. Now we'll discuss some example of the same. The example here is the demand and supply functions of a commodity are dx equal to 25 minus x square and sx is equal to 2x plus 1. Find the consumer surplus and the producer surplus. We know for the solution, before finding the consumer surplus and the producer surplus, we have to find out the equilibrium point. Here we have been given dx is equal to 25 minus x square and sx supply function is given as 2x plus 1. Now we will write for equilibrium point dx is equal to sx. It means 25 minus x square is equal to 2x plus 1. If we simplify, are we getting x square plus 2x minus 24 equal to 0? If we factorize this 6 into 4, 24, by splitting the middle term, we are getting here x square plus 6x minus 4x minus 24 equal to 0. Taking common, we are getting the factors as x plus 6 into x minus 4 equal to 0. Which gives us the value of x as minus 6 and plus 4. Negative cannot be the value of this. It means we are getting x0 that is equal to 4. Now putting the value in number 1, we are getting P0 will be equal to 25 minus 4 square, that is 25 minus 16, or we can say 9. After getting these values of x0 and P0, now we can find out the consumer surplus. We can write consumer surplus CS is equal to integral from 0 to x0, that is 0 to 4, dx into dx minus x0 into p0. Is it equal to 0 to 4, 25 minus x square into dx minus 4 into 9. When we find the integral of this, that is 25x minus x cube by 3 from 0 to 4 minus 4 into 9 is 36. To find the value, we have to put the value of 4 here minus that of 0. And then we get here is 25 into 4 is 100 minus 4 cube is 64 by 3 minus 0, because when we put 0 this will be 0, minus 36, which comes as 100 minus 36 is 64. 64 minus 64 by 3 will be 128 by 3, which is the consumer surplus. Now we'll try to find out the producer surplus. That is PS. And we know the formula for that is x0 into p0 minus 0 to 4 sx. Sx is 2x plus 1 into dx. On integrating this and substituting the value of this, we are getting 4 into 9 minus x square plus x from 0 to 4. After calculating, are we getting 36 minus, put the value as 4, this will be 16 plus 4 minus 0. It is 36 minus 20, which comes as 16. So we have learned how to calculate the consumer surplus and the producer surplus. So in this video we have understood what are the demand and the supply laws, the equilibrium point, and the consumer surplus and the producer surplus and how to calculate that. Now in the next video we will be starting a new chapter. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any comments or doubts, leave them in the comment box and I will get back to you.